Hello and welcome to the video. So today we're taking another look at some more Kiwi design products, some accessories designed for Quest 3 and some compatible with Quest 2 also. The products I'm going to be looking at today are the RGB vertical stand for Quest 3 and Quest 2, the Comfort battery head strap SPC for Quest 3, the knuckle grips with battery window for Quest 3, and the brand new link cable that's just been released. So first up we're going to open the head strap. So I do already have a Kiwi design head strap, battery head strap on my Quest 3, which I believe was the previous model to this, and it's been super comfortable and adds a little bit of extra life to my Quest 3 using the battery. And I wasn't really looking to change that, but now there's a new model that I've been sent, so we'll give it a go. So let's take a look in the box. So we take out the outer sleeve, and it brings you this nice Kiwi design display box here. Presentation is always nice. So what have we got? You got your usual stuff. You got your instruction booklet. You've got your cable tidy that goes onto the side of the headset and keeps all your accessory cables tidy. So any charging cables, that's going to come with the battery pack. It'll keep it nice and tidy on the side. You've got your back cradle. You'll have seen all this in the previous head strap. It looks very similar. Got another free microfiber cloth. This one actually feels a little bit thicker than the last one, but I could be remembering incorrectly. That's quality microfiber cloth. We have the battery sort of halo strap itself, complete with the charging cable, and you'll notice it's got USB-C, but it's also got the magnetic sort of end there that's going to connect to our new RGB stand. I believe it's like a magnetic charger, but we'll check that out in a moment. First things first, we're going to get this connected. Now, if you remember in my previous video, if you've seen that, I had a bit of an issue connecting the head strap to the MetaQuest 3, given that the area where the top strap goes in the MetaQuest 3 is a little bit narrower and there's not much sort of fiddle room in there. Hopefully I don't have as much of an issue on this one as I did with the previous. So similar sort of setup, you put the back cradle into the halo strap, match the L's and the R's, so left and right, and it should just slide in. You'll hear clicks like that, and then you'll know it's secure. So now all that's left to do is attach these sides to the MetaQuest 3 and then the top strap on. Okay, so this one I'm having much nicer time getting in. I don't know if it's because the Quest is accepting it more now that it's had one forced in previously, but you'll see that the tab, I just pushed it in, it sort of curved its way around. So I don't know if this is a bit more flexible, which actually it does. This bit on the end feels a little bit more flexible than the previous head strap, which I think is why it's curved a bit more. So that's definitely a better, easy installation. So we'll pull that through. That's your top strap. You can reattach our facial interface. So now the facial interface is on. We can attach the sides. Listen for them pops. Do the other side. I'm trying to show you on camera here, which my setup isn't great for showing you all the fiddly bits. Pop them on like that. Now you'll see it's now fully installed. We just need to adjust the top strap to where we need it. Then we've got this cable here. So remember the cable tidy I mentioned earlier? This thing is going to keep this nice and neat. Just use the Velcro, put it on here, wrap it round, make it as tight as you can so you don't want anything to move. There we go. And once it's secured on there, just clip it open like so and feed your cable through one of the holes. Clip it back, and now your cable is a little bit more secure. As you're turning your adjustable dial on your headset, it stays within there. It's not going to pull on it, and it should be fine. There you go. That's the installation. So that was item one. Now let's take a look at the knuckle grips. There you go. So very similar to the ones I was previously using. But if you notice in the previous video I mentioned that they didn't have the battery window for the Quest 3. In the Quest 2 version they had the battery window opened up, you could just put the battery in. without taking the controller grips off. On the Quest 3, they didn't have that window. You had to fully remove the controller grips in order to put the battery in. They now have battery windows, and as you can see, there's the battery window. Now they still feel, the quality seems okay, but I do still prefer the feel of the Quest 2 ones, but we'll see what it's like when they're on. So you have these little straps, some battery covers that we're going to have to replace on our Quest 3 so that it works with the battery window. You have the instructions and you have some spare straps, although they feel a bit flimsy. I don't know how they're supposed to work. Okay, so reading the instructions, they're not actually straps, they are pull tabs, so battery pull tabs. So the idea being you would put that on there, that goes inside, the battery goes on top, and then you can pull it so sort of remove the battery. It makes it a bit easier. So if you want to use those, you can. I myself don't like the feel of them, but we'll give it a go. So we take our battery, take our controller, we want to put on the battery pull tab, and then place our battery inside. Then goes on with the battery cover, clip that in, nice and snug. Obviously it doesn't look very pretty now, but we're going to put our controller grip on. Now this should just slide in. If we can get rid of that hideous pull tab that's sort of hanging around. See how this goes. Straight in like a glove. Okay, so there you go, it's on. Now it looks pretty slick. I like it, and I did like the previous ones I got with the black colouring and the feel of them. There you go, there's the wrist strap, which is fully adjustable if you've got big hands like me. So there you go. Now if you throw the grenade or something, you can sort of let go. I like it, and you've still got a socket there if you want to put your wrist strap in. I forgot to put mine in, but yeah, I like the feel and the look of it. And now we have, of course, the battery window. So all you got to do is open that up, pull the pull tab, and then you can take the battery out and replace it without needing to fiddle about taking off the controller grip. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so next item is the RGB stand. So this RGB stand works for MetaQuest 2, MetaQuest 3 and MetaQuest Pro. It has a magnetic USB Type-C connector, safe space. It does charge the headset, but it will only store the controllers. It won't charge the controllers for you. There's 16 preset options for the RGB colors. Let's take a look. Comes in a very nice slick box, same as the headset. I feel like I'm doing a pizza review here. You've got your insert card, and then this is very compact for a stand. So we've got a little box here. I don't know what's in there. It feels very heavy, and yeah, it feels very heavy duty, but I guess this is the base, so this will have to be heavy to sort of support the weight. There's your base. I imagine this is the sort of what cradles the headset itself. Another piece. I may have to read the instructions on this one. And then sort of the neck. So that's what's in the box. Now in this white box we have the RGB sort of component. You can see it's got an RGB rim. That's what's going to light up. And then we also have instructions and the charging cable that's going to connect the stand to your headset. I always love pulling these films off. Oh yeah. Brand new. We've got another one. Right, so that part clips on there, and this is your neck. I assume goes like that. Yeah, so that clips on there like that, and then this bit slides in. You'll see there's sort of three indents there, and then there's three sort of grooves there. You just want to connect them together, slides in like a jigsaw piece, and that's in there like that. And this heavy base that you've got sort of clips in on the bottom like so. Just like that. And then you hear it click in. So there we go. There is the stand. It's actually not as big as I thought it'd be, but that might be a good thing if it's going to go on my display. I'm thinking of putting my Quest 2 on here, see if that fits. And then you've got your little controller rings here. There's some buttons on the bottom. I guess it needs to be plugged in. Yeah, that sucks. So the vertical stand doesn't actually come with a USB-C cable. It only comes with this, which is going to connect to the headset. So if you want an actual charger, I mean, maybe you could use the one that came with your MetaQuest, or if you've got another USB-C cable or charger floating around, then it might come in handy. But if you don't, then just a heads up, if you do get it, you will need a separate charger. So this little bit here, this is what's going to connect to your MetaQuest. And that bit is going to connect here. There's a little slot in the side, USB-C. Click that in there, and then you're good to go. So when your headset's on here, that just goes in the side. The beauty about it is that this little bit comes off magnetically. So you can put this little USB-C bit into whatever headset that you're going to charge, and then all you have to do is sort of hook it on. You don't have to worry about inserting the USB-C bit over and over again. That'll be pretty cool. So I'm temporarily moving Boba Fett here just so I can show you guys what it looks like. So there you go, there's a USB-C port in the back of the stand. I've now plugged that in. Buttons on the side here. That's turned it on. You can see some lights. Let me dim the lights just a little bit, see if you can see the RGB. So that's currently on like a cycle. And then we've got some buttons here that I think, yeah, you can change the color completely. So that's now green, blue, purple, red. So there you go, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to try and put a Quest 2 on it now. So I've taken the magnetic piece off. I'm going to insert it into the MetaQuest 2, just like so. And so there we go, there's a MetaQuest 2 on there, and it's starting to charge. It's also supposed to hold controllers, and it does work with the Quest 2 and the Quest 3. Let's have a look at the controllers from the Quest 2 on here. There you go, it actually looks pretty cool. As far as stands go, I think that actually looks pretty cool. It's a nice little addition to my setup. And it is going to keep the Quest 2 at a pretty decent charge. I may even put my Quest 3 on there and alternate, who knows. Although the thing I like about my Quest 3 dock is that it also charges the controllers currently. But no, it's a pretty impressive stand. Nice RGBs, although it's not picking it up that great on the camera, but it actually does look pretty cool. I'll see if I can get another shot of it, maybe on my phone or something, and it looks pretty cool. So I'll leave that charging and we'll look at something else. So last up is the link cable. So this is the new 16-foot link cable designed for MetaQuest 3. It will still work on the MetaQuest 2, of course, but you'll see it's got a nice shiny new design, and it's a nice white to match the headset rather than the black which the previous one was, which I didn't have a massive issue with, but it's a nice looking cable, easy to find amongst all your other cables. And so as with this, I discussed this on the previous video with the previous link cable. Basically, what the instructions tell you to do is to insert the USB type A part of the cable into the USB on your computer. It does say it needs to be the one that's connected to the motherboard, typically in the back of the PC. Then you've got USB-C end of the cable, which will go into the side of your MetaQuest. The same port that you would use to charge. So this will charge your device, but it will also allow you to play PC VR games via link cable. When you insert the cable into your MetaQuest, it will ask you if you want to enable Quest Link. Click yes. This will then launch the MetaQuest app on your PC if you don't have it already. Go to the MetaQuest website and you can download the MetaQuest app, and then you can play some PC VR with your link cable. So I'll give that a test and I'll let you know how I get on with it. It's 16 feet, so it shouldn't really give you any issue. My space is fairly small anyway, so I don't really have that much issue when using cables connected to my Quest, because I'm usually sat here if I'm filming or anything. This is where my PC is. It's a fairly small space, but if you have a large play space, 16 feet should be more than enough. Shouldn't give you any tug. I'm not sure how long the PlayStation VR cable is, but I'm pretty sure this is longer than it, and I don't have any issues with PlayStation VR cable. So yeah, it's a good option if you want to use your Meta Quest with PC VR gaming. Link cable. So there you are. There's some new Kiwi design accessories. The link cable, which I've just shown you. You've got the new head strap, which feels a little bit smoother than the previous one, but I think that's just because of wear and tear on the old one. But yeah, still super comfy. You've got your cable management on there. It came with a little bit of charge, but it's going to need charging before I can actually use the battery pack. Yeah, it actually feels really comfortable. Actually, what I've just noticed is this is the old one and this is the new one. Although they look very same, they're also very different. So for this one, you know, I mentioned as it was going in, a little bit more flexible on this new one, which meant it was easier to put on sort of the top strap, because on the previous one it was a bit more rigid. It definitely is a bit thicker there, even to the point where this, although it's more cushiony, is a bit thicker and stiffer than this one. Feels a little bit more flexible, which I think is why it felt a little bit lighter. It's almost like it feels like you're not wearing anything on your head. So this one definitely feels thicker and spongier. This is the old one. This one feels a little bit more sort of flexible and will be a bit more malleable. So I think that's definitely helping with comfort. Not sure if it was intentional, but it definitely helps. The last thing was the controller grips. So there's not really much you can say or review about these, but you know, the feel, they'll keep them clean, add a little bit of extra protection. You've got your strap built in, which adds to the stability, and then you've got your battery window for ease of access to the battery. So improving all the time, even since my last review. The accessories are improving all the time. So if you want to check them out, I'll link it in the description. Kiwi design products designed for MetaQuest 2, 3 and Pro. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.